Recently, there's been a bit of controversy about aim assist in Overwatch after this Reddit post blew up about a console player who was understandably upset about not being able to use aim assist in crossplay quick play.
I get it.
While playing with their friends.
Fair.
Listen,
by the way, it's okay to be upset about that, by the way. I'm not saying you don't have a right to be upset.
Really never get involved in the aim assist controller.
And I'll tell you what, chat, I kind of want to react to this. So we're going to stay out of queue for a minute, and I want to react to this video for a video.
Versus mouse and keyboard debate. And frankly, I do not care even in the slightest about what aim assist is like in Apex or Warzone or any of those games, because I simply do not play those games, so I wouldn't have any input to give.
That's fair.
But my god, some Overwatch streamers have such big egos and think they're always right, even while spitting out the most misinformed takes about console Overwatch and aim assist. So here's some takes from someone who actively grinds both. Oh, and I know that I've gained a lot of PC player audience since Overwatch 2 came out, but before you jump to conclusions and think that I'm blindly defending what this man-child likes to refer to as unfair auto-aim, allow me to explain just how ridiculous his takes sound. But if you're a console player who doesn't care about any of the drama and just want to know more about aim assist settings to help improve yourself, then, well, first of all, I have so much respect for you. And second, you can skip to the timestamp to get to that part.
So let me say this. He's off to a great start with no argument. Call me a man-child. Mistake number one. Stick to your arguments.
Now then, aiming in Overwatch with a controller
I actually think it's funny though.
So much more difficult and different than any other shooter on console. Think about how many different things you have to worry about aiming in Overwatch. Like there's a bird with a rocket launcher flying over you with another.
This is true for PC as well. This is just in general, Overwatch's aim is so different compared to other games just because of like what's in the actual game. So he's actually right about this.
The bird healing it attached while at the same time you're getting booped around by a rat in a wrecking ball. But yeah, you get the point. Anyways, the aiming is so much more difficult in console Overwatch than it is in other shooters. So much so that over the years, they have had to add so many more aim settings and features to make it more bearable. Things like linear ramp or aim assist easing or whatever the fuck legacy mode means weren't always there. And a good source to see
and as well, some of this stuff has also come to Call of Duty as well for controller settings, by the way.
How many people needed advice on what the fuck half the settings even meant, as well as constant updates is, well, me. With so many changes and difficulties,
or maybe that's ADS settings.
With a controller, my how to play Widowmaker on console videos ended up being a whole TV series with the amount of reiterations needed. Alternatively, it took me just about a month or so of truly grinding with a mouse and keyboard on PC to become better at aiming on Overwatch than I ever was on console with a controller and aim assist. And I'm not saying that I'm good at the game at all, but it's saying a lot when you look at the amount of time and effort I've put into making content to help others improve on console, while grinding it out myself to improve as well, only to become better grinding the exact same way in just a fraction of time with a mouse.
So a couple things. There's one thing that he's not acknowledging about this, right? And I don't know anything about this guy, to be honest. Like I don't know him. I assume from the clips and footage that I've been seeing and like his channel repertoire and stuff, whatever, that he's a really high rated console player, right? Like this guy is not bad. He's clearly better than your average player. If anyone knows his SR and would like to let me know, I'd appreciate that. But the difference is between you grinding on PC as someone who's already been high level and someone who hasn't been is the factor that everyone's ignoring. Your potential with your individual skill and your mechanics, hand-eye coordination, whatever it is, how you interact with a mouse and keyboard or controller, any form of input is better than your average player, right? Some of that skill and that mechanical awareness absolutely transfers over. You just have to learn how to apply it differently, right? So it might take you 6 months because you're a better player, right? Because mouse and keyboard is better at skill expression. You as an individual have a high amount of skill, and that's what made you adapt to mouse and keyboard faster probably than most people will. Again, it's all about player individual skill. It really depends on how good you are.
Say that like keyboard and mouse is
he peaked 4400 on console. Yeah. So by the way, people who peak GM on console, when they make the transition to PC, generally speaking, they get the same rank. Do you want to know why? Because that's where their skill level is as a player. This is true for pretty much any game.
Keyboard and mouse, it really varies by situation. But what the point is that if there actually was auto aim on console, then I feel like I'd be a lot more better after like 5 years of playing there than I would be over here on PC with a mouse. But it's the fact that these dudes with their heads so far up their asses, feeding on nothing but their own egos over and over again, with no proper knowledge of how aim assist even works on console Overwatch, want to spread misinformation about it in the most condescending way is what vexes me.
Do people seriously believe that giving people borderline aimbot, depending on how it's coded, is good for a competitive shooter game? Now, I'm not sure how long y'all have had the pacifier in your mouth.
Facts.
For.
And at first, I did give him the benefit of the doubt that this
Facts.
was a satire and like an oppression farm. But after scrolling through his tweets and seeing him call other people having dumb takes, I just, I had to.
They were dumb takes. These kids were trying to say, see, here were the takes I was saying. One, borderline aimbot. Let's talk about it, right? So if you look at aim assist in these games, I wasn't specific to Overwatch. I was talking about mainly Warzone, because I acknowledge this. Aim assist in Overwatch is weaker than Warzone and these other games. In Warzone, it is insanely strong. It will literally fully track a player for you, right? Here's the reality that I think a lot of console players don't understand, right? The argument is not whether or not console players or aim assist is a form of aimbot. It absolutely is. If it artificially helps the player aim in any way, it is by definition an aimbot. Now, there are different strengths and types of aimbots in the game, right? There are tons of different types, right? So a lot of people just assume that aimbot's like, oh, well, I press one button, it automatically aims at everybody and hits headshots for me. No, there's trigger bots. There's all kinds of different things, right? Aim assist is a milder version of an aimbot. It just is. And if you look at games like Warzone, right, which is the main game that I play that does this horribly is Warzone. Like, it is so strong in Warzone. You can go look at the video evidence, the clips where it will literally pull on a player before a human can even react. Right? And it's really bad in that game. Overwatch is a bit different, but I'm going to explain why a little bit down the line. And I will admit, some of it was just impression farming, just to be funny. Like sometimes, like, I love going Stephen A on Twitter, going stuff like that, stirring the pot, because that's what people want to see. It's fun, it's engaging, it creates interesting discussion. But some of the replies from people, not from I will say, like, obviously, like, some of his attitude towards me is pretty pea-brain, but for the most part, like, I can tell that this dude, to give him credit, is definitely smarter than the average Twitter take that I've seen. Because if you saw the average Twitter takes of people being like, "Whoa, no, it's not an aimbot. You have your whole arm to aim." When most PC aimers actually aim with their wrists too. By the way, I think I'm an arm aimer, but a lot of people aim with wrists. Like, there's all kinds of different things, right? But your average takes, they were the worst takes I'd seen in years, without a doubt. They weren't not even willing to address the discussion, just being like, well, why don't you pick up a controller?
On console Overwatch,
which is not an argument,
to slow down the crosshair when it goes over the enemy's hitbox. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean the enemy's head hitbox, by the way. That means anything from the feet all the way up to the head. And they made it this way just as the bare minimum to make playing on console Overwatch a bit more bearable than it would be without aim.
And that's fine.
But it's in no way anything near aimbot or auto aim. But if you don't believe me, take a look at Samju, who is a GM PC player playing on console.
Listen,
and tell me how blaringly ridiculous the auto aim.
So here's the thing: I don't care what happens on console, no matter what. Like, that's fine. Like, if people want to play console Overwatch 1v1 and they want to have their aim assist, whatever it may be, that's fine. My only issue is that if you're gonna come play and opt in, if you opt in through choice to play on the PC pool, if you choose to do it, there should be no form of artificial aim when you're playing PC. It also slightly tracks in Overwatch and slow down the crosshair. Whatever it may be, whether it helps, there should be no software for there to be hackers. And the same goes for console. If kids are zimming on console and getting aim assist and zimming and dumpstering the controllers at high level play and using the aim assist there, they should be permabanned. Those kids are cheating. They should absolutely get banned. This is my thing. Like, I'm not like, yeah, go dumpster these controller kids. Fuck all these controller kids, bro. No, like, you guys should have a platform to play on too. But if you want to come play with the PC players, you should have to play by the PC rules. I'm sorry. There shouldn't be forms of aim assist. But, and the same goes for the console kids who put in the Zim and go Smurf and go fucking crazy. They should get banned.
More built-in aimbot.
Zims and Cronus are cheating, absolutely.
Takes about aim assist in Overwatch are.
Chat, you ready? This is why I play console Overwatch. Watch this, beam, bitch.
Okay, you have a random clip of Samju missing every bullet. Okay, what does this mean?
Now let me fucking destroy this CP.
But
that means nothing.
If you want to see just how difficult it would be to aim with Overwatch's controller mechanics without aim assist, then I suggest you check out this monstrosity of a VOD where this pro PC player places gold with one and then at some point just gives up and starts using MNK anyways. And yeah, the argument can be made that joystick, for example, is a high-level PC controller.
So you take my VOD from 3 years ago of me fucking around on support on controller, a platform I haven't used in 10 years. I have not played on controller in Like, seriously, since probably Call of Duty. That's not an argument. You want to know what the difference is between me as a controller player and me as a mouse and keyboard player? Like, this is not an argument. The difference is I have 10 plus years of experience and tons of player skill developed on this platform and not on controller because I moved on, right? So that's not an argument. That means nothing. Again, like this is what these people do when they want to argue about aim assist. They'll point every other direction except for answering the core argument. In that, if there's gonna, and the answer might be their cross-platform play might not be doable, but there should not be, regardless of platform, anything that artificially aims for players or helps aim or does whatever. It should not happen in a shooter game. If you're going to play on PC, again, I don't really care about the console rules, but the reason why, and you really see this happen in Warzone, the reason for that is because you trample over the boundary of fair play. And what is fair play, chat? In my opinion, fair play means that you give both players on both teams equal tools to win, and whoever expresses their individual skill more should go on to win the game, right? Whoever performs better. But if there's things that artificially aim for you, or wall hacks, for example, like cheats in video games, any of those things that are lumped under that, those players are getting an artificial boost to their skill, and it violates fair play because now the big factor in not every fight, but some of these fights and how things overturn is not anymore in the hands of the player. And that's what the big aim assist debate problem is. And I feel like a lot of these companies have done a really poor job of trying to assess how to do this properly in gaming, with crossplay being as big as it is. And it's a new problem that we haven't really seen. But here's the reality of the answer. And this is where the industry eventually is going to go. If you're playing on PC, there is absolutely zero justification to allowing people with aim assist to play the game, or cheats, or whatever it may be. None of it should be allowed. So you can go up and pull these VODs of me and a controller from 4 years ago that has nothing to do with the argument, but you're just grasping at straws because you have none. Here's the reality. You just want to use aim assist to play on PC. That's fine. Admit it. That doesn't mean you should. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter how you feel. It's not fair. It violates fair play. It shouldn't be there. If you want to come play on PC, play on the PC rules. Taking clips from random streamers does not address any point whatsoever. But hey, man, whatever you say.
Without aim assist after grinding controller for years. But the big issue is how much of a disconnect you Overwatch streamers have with the casual player base who isn't able to spend hours grinding every day and literally just wants to spend time with their friends on a different platform in a casual game mode without being nerfed and forced to play no aim heroes. The fact that you can sit there with your condescending ass tone pulling random ass stats from other games that have literally nothing to do with casual Overwatch.
Halos, obviously that was broken and it ruined the game. Destroyed any chance they had at being successful.
It did.
Considering at the highest level of play and the lowest level of play, controller had better accuracy stats by 15% across the board. Made the game unplayable. I see people say all the time, oh, well, keyboard and mouse is inherently better. No, it's not, right? And every big game out there has really proven that, right?
It has. It's better at expressing skill. It doesn't make you a better player. To clarify on that, keyboard and mouse is great at expressing skill. Just by picking up a keyboard and mouse, you're not going to become a god tier player. You have to actually do the work. And the farther up you get on that learning curve, the more you actually can see that work pay out in terms of micro flicks, stuff like that. Now, I will say, again, aim in Overwatch is very different from a lot of these other titles. 100% acknowledged, hat tipped, right. But same shirt, yeah, lol. This is because I recorded this like 4 or 5 days ago. I just did my laundry yesterday. But yeah, no, we'll let it continue.
Capitalize on it, right? So the only time you really see that drop off is at high level play. Before anybody freaks out, it's like, oh, you're so wrong. The Warzone devs have literally said it, right? They literally came out and said in one of their articles, you know, at the highest level play, I think it was pretty even between keyboard and mouse and controller players, but they found that your average PC player was really struggling to compete against your average controller player. Almost like that they have aimbot in the game. Stop trying to justify aim assist. If you guys really want to climb and get better and have a game taken seriously,
without a single clue about how Overwatch aim assist works is pathetic.
It doesn't matter.
Especially in a debate again that started from a post asking if there could be aim assist in quick play so that console players.
It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be in the game just because it's okay. So should hacks be allowed in quick play? It's just quick play. Should a cheater be like able to just go blatantly cheat and say it's fine? Should I just be able to use walls and quick play because it helps me play better? No, see, this isn't an argument. You want to talk like you're debating. All you've done this entire time is call me a man-child, not address a single one of the points, act all high and mighty like it's quick play. The irony of you coming out and making this video this badly and not making a single point the whole time other than you guys don't know how aim assist works on Overwatch. Here's how it works. Man-child, condescending streamers. The only one who's come in here with arrogance is you, because you've made 0 points to the fact that no matter what you say, it doesn't matter how the aim assist operates, it doesn't matter what it does. At the end of the day, any software that artificially makes players play better should not be in any form of PC Overwatch, period, end of story. It does not matter where it's played, it doesn't matter what's going on, it should not be allowed. Right? And here's the big thing too. There's a big misunderstanding here in that the console players are like, well, we can't compete with the PC players, blah, blah, blah. There's a matchmaker, right? The whole difference and the whole complaint system about the input difference is because everyone says that you can output more on one than the other, right? It's all about the output. It doesn't matter whether you're on controller or you're on mouse and keyboard. The matchmaker will match you against players who have equal output levels to you either way. So even if you're struggling without aim assist, eventually in the cross-platform pool, the game is going to match you with players equal to your output level anyway. So it doesn't necessarily matter what input you're using as long as you don't get an artificial boost from aim assist or a cheat or whatever it may be, right? Because you will get matched around where your player's skill level is anyway, whether aim assist is on or off, because that is how the matchmaker works, right? So the idea that you need aim assist to play when you're going to get matched against players of your skill level anyway is preposterous. It is cope, it is bullshit, and it is you trying to just grasp on to any form of aim assist, which I can understand. I'm going to acknowledge it, right? There are times where it is harder to aim on controller than it is on PC, especially the higher up you go with the micro flicks and stuff like that. But you're acting like your average PC player that all these people will be playing against is also some sort of fucking god. They're not. You're gonna get maxed at what you can output. That's the beauty of the matchmaker. It almost solves this problem. And not to mention, you also have the option to opt in or out of it. It's not like you're being forced into it. Like the big problem that I have with Warzone is that it forces you to play against it, right? There's no choice between player pools, right? I'm not really sure how it's done in Apex, but in this game, you have a choice. If you want to keep using your aim assist and still play the game like that as a casual player, that's totally fine. But if you think your average PC casual player is also dominating with crazy mechanics and doing all of these things, they're not doing it either. Right? Like game sense is just way more important than Overwatch than mechanics, in my opinion, if you want to climb. Because if you can have great mechanics and still be bad. You've seen plenty of great mechanical streamers come play this game and they suck. So there's no points here. There haven't been any points here. And the irony of you sitting here calling everyone else condescending, man-child, stuff like that, when you can't even make a single point to address it, is comedy. Actual
They're
comedy.
Friends. And saying that stupid shit about how at the highest level, yeah, M&K is better than controller, and then saying that for lower skilled casuals, the controller will always win because it has aim assist.
That's not what I'm saying.
So bizarre, because even a monkey with no eyes can see how badly a plat or gold or whatever piece.
That's not what I'm saying. It depends on the player, right? It's not an input issue. It's how the player's skill gets expressed through the input, right? That's the factor, right? We don't want anything that will artificially change a player's skill in the game. It doesn't matter if it's aim assist, it doesn't matter if it's cheating, all of that artificially inflates a player's skill level. It's about the player's ability to express their skill. That's it.
See Widow with M&K would shit on a console aim assist plat Widow, and it's not even close. And this is coming from me, who's literally grinding on console like even as late as this year. You say at the end of your video that if a shooter wants to be taken seriously, then aim assist can never be involved. But when people
think what Samito and Metro think aim assist is? No.
To spew uninformed bullshit about the shooter, then was it ever gonna?
Hey, you want to know what's so funny? He's saying that we're spitting uninformed bullshit. When did I ever say aim assist was the aimbot? See, it's so funny because you don't even know what an aimbot is. You assume aimbot is the extreme by how you're posting this, right? Look.
Be taken seriously in the first place. Anyways, I understand that this is a complete 180 from the way I usually talk about things, especially when you're
just wrong.
How respectful I tried to keep the Kefri things from yesterday's video. But like seeing this dude call other takes dumb while he sat there trying to
dumb.
Competitive integrity.
You didn't make a single point. You're bringing up me on controller from 4 years ago as one of your points. That's a dumb point. It is. While you're sitting here calling me a man-child. Hello? Right? The argument is dumb. I'm not saying you're dumb. I'm saying the arguments are dumb. They make no sense, right? So you've made 0 points this entire time about the entire argument that it doesn't matter what the reason is. There shouldn't be anything that artificially inflates players' skill if you're opting and choosing to play in the PC pool. Anything that helps you aim and helps you track players, aim smoothing, anything like that. It is a form of an aimbot. It is. It is software that helps you aim. In a PC shooter game like Overwatch, if you choose to come play on PC, there is no excuse or any reason to allow that to happen. None. You want to come play crossplay and get matched against people of equal output anyway. It might be bronzes, it might be silvers, it might be golds. But do you know what the big difference is as to where you get matched? It all depends on your individual player skill and what you're capable of outputting. And that might take time, but the matchmaker will solve that. And there is no room for anything that artificially increases player aim through external software, internal software at Blizzard. It should not happen. They made the right decision. And I agree, it's quick play. It's not the end of the world. But I'm so sick of games. And this is not just an Overwatch specific thing, by the way. Just to be clear, this is why I was so worked up about it. This is even more of a statement to games like Warzone, to games like Apex, to games like Halo. Overwatch, to be fair, has done it so much better than the rest of these games have. And I'm glad for that, for the console Overwatch community. Because if they want to use that on console, be my guest. Got no problem with it, right? Not my cup of tea. Not my issue. Y'all do you. I respect it. But the aim assist debate has gone on so long, and it's gotten so out of hand in a lot of these games in the industry that's just now trying to figure out how to do cross-platform, that the discussion is much bigger than just Overwatch. So honestly, I don't know what I was expecting with this video. You know, I was expecting, because this guy doesn't seem like a complete idiot. He just has no points. Right?
Shooter because of a post asking
he's clearly not a bad player.
Play so casuals could have fun with their PC friends by using examples from games that are nothing like Overwatch aim assist in his
it doesn't matter
Twitter video wannabe ass post. I don't know, it vexed me a little bit.
It doesn't matter.
Anyways,
it does not matter. Like, it doesn't matter if Overwatch is different. The core fundamental issue is the same. So again, to no surprise, 0 good points made in this video. The only good point that you could maybe consider is, oh, well, it's just quick play, like maybe, but should I just be able to use wall hacks in quick play? Because like it makes the game easier for me to play with my casual friends. Should my friends, my Johnny and Pat and Andy and Blake and all these guys who are all like gold plat be able to use wall hacks when I try to queue with them and it pulls them up to Diamond Masters games because of our SBMM, our matchmaker rating, right? Should they be able to use walls to compete? Because it's just casual. They want to play with their friends. It's just quick play. It doesn't matter. It's the same argument, right? It's stupid. Should they get aim assist? I play with some of my controller buddies, right? No, they shouldn't, right? There should not be anything that artificially increases player skill in the game, period. I'm a little bit disappointed by this. The irony of him calling us a man-child and like every other streamer man-child and making no points the entire time besides just sitting there spewing garbage. No offense, buddy. But try to make a point next time. I'm sure you're a good guy. I'm sure you're a good YouTuber. I wish you the best, right? I don't take this shit personally. I'm not going to sit here and hard flame you and be like, you're a terrible creator. I hope your channel goes well. Hope everything goes well at home.
my beautiful console players, aim assist window size is basically how early the aim assist came off. But yeah, thanks for watching. Back to non-controversial topics next time, hopefully.
Yeah, so obviously, please no hate comments towards this guy. Like, you know, like it's a debate. You can have healthy discussions. You can have all this stuff. It's fine. Just no points there, to no surprise. So yeah, that's my take. Now the issue was not addressed a single time, and I don't think anyone is surprised by that. But oh well. You can't talk to controller players about aim assist because they just don't get it. They haven't played on PC. They don't understand. They don't understand that it's not about any of that shit. It's all about creating fair play, and any form of aim assist or cheat, and especially on console, the Zimmers should all get banned too. Fuck those kids. They should all get banned.